What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video we are going to be answering the question, should you purchase someone else's vending machine business? So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into it. I have a comment from our buddy Steven Singleton. He says, hey, I have a serious question. This guy near me is selling a vending machine business with 24 machines on location, 13 others in a warehouse with parts. He says they make about $60,000 in revenue and is selling for that much. What should I do? So obviously this is a big question, so it's going to be a multi-step process. So I will be looking down a little bit. I made a couple note cards here. So what we have is 24 machines. If each location had 2 machines on it, a snack and a drink machine, that would be about 12 locations total. We know that that isn't always the case, so we'll say about 15 locations. Maybe some of them just have a drink or snack machine on them. Now he's got 13 other machines in warehouses with parts. So I'm going to assume that a good amount of those actually do not work. Otherwise, why would he specify that they have parts? And he wants $60,000 for the entire business. So my first question is going to be, Steven, do you have a full-time job? Because if you do have a full-time job, taking on this another full-time job, I mean, you could fill on the weekends, but I mean, 12 to 15 locations is going to be way too much to do just on the weekends, not to mention running to Sam's, not to mention if anything goes wrong. And oftentimes if he has machines in businesses, some businesses aren't even open on the weekends. So if you have a full-time job trying to do this, I would say that you could invest $60,000 in a couple of other better places. But let's say that maybe you're retired and you want to take on 12 to 15 locations. Let's go on to the next couple steps. So the first step I would say is check all the machines. I would start off with the locations that make the most money and go down to the ones that make the least. But what you're going to want to do is check all the machines. It's $60,000. You're going to want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth. And another thing I would do when you're checking locations, I would talk to managers, secretaries, anyone that works there and say, you know, are you guys happy with the current service that you're getting? And would you be all right if I purchase this location from the guy who's currently filling it? But when you ask questions like that, you're going to learn 2 things. Are they happy with the service that they're getting? So maybe the machines haven't been very reliable. Maybe they've been having problems with the machines. Maybe they want to update the machines. You just never know. You just want to ask these things just so you can get a clear picture of how he's been doing his job and if he's been doing it properly. Because the last thing you want to do is inherit his problem. You just never know. So what I would do is I would check all the machines, biggest to smallest, and then I would ask people at the location if they're happy with the service and if they would mind if you purchase the location from the guy who's currently servicing them. So the second question I would ask is, do you have a place to store the 13 machines that are in the warehouse? What you might have to do is you might have to invest in a storage unit, which is going to also take money out of your profit. Do any of the machines work? If they were all in working condition and you sold each one of them for $500, you're talking about $6,500, which could help you make up some money on your purchase price. But what we want to know is do they work and do you have a place to store them? Otherwise, you're going to be working on them. And like I said, that's just going to take away more of your time. Okay, so the next question I would ask the guy you're purchasing the business from, does he have books? Where are his tax records? What does he claim? I would look at all that and to kind of get an idea about how much the business is worth and how much these machines have been making, so you can make sure that you're making a good investment decision. And then I would ask, do you know anyone to help work on the machines? If they are broken, you're going to want to try to have a contact. Maybe he knows someone who has serviced his machines in the past whenever, you know, something's broke on them, whether it be dollar bill validator, keypad, boards, whatever the case may be. You're going to need somebody to help work on the machines. The last thing I would do is I would make him a low offer on the entire business. I mean, first question would be, you know, what's the best you can do on the entire business? And, you know, maybe he says, you know, well, I have a little bit of room. What were you thinking? I would say, well, I'm thinking about $30,000, and just look at him serious and just like give him a second answer. It might insult him, whatever it does, who cares? But he'll say, no, that's way too low. And then you say, okay, well, if you can't do $30,000, what would you charge me for your top 3 to 5 locations? And now the reason I would do this is I would not recommend, especially if you're not in the business, I would not recommend you purchase this guy's business. $60,000 is a lot of money. 13 machines that do not work will be a pain in the ass to either get fixed. You know, maybe some of them have to be junked, whatever the case is, and you're going to have to get a storage unit or warehouse, something, in order to work on them and sell them. And then lastly is you don't know the time investment that it's going to take to fill and service all of those locations. So would I recommend you buy the entire business? Absolutely not. You ask him how much he would charge you for his top 3 to 5 locations, and in which case you can evaluate whether or not you think that that would be worthwhile of your time or not. Because you can always pick up trash locations, or you can always pick up slower locations and then flip those. I would definitely say do not buy the entire business. I would say maybe if you wanted 20, 30 grand for the top 3 to 5 locations, purchase those, and then invest your 30 grand, other 30 grand somewhere else. But anyway, I hope this helps. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comment section, but hit that like and hit the subscribe button for me if you could, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And until then, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.